So what we're doing right now is we've made it to ECS, and we are in a B8.5. It's not mine. This one's actually white, unlike mine. And I'm with Josh, who is the R&D manager. I totally forgot his title, but I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I'm with Josh, who's the R&D manager, and we are in their kind of, I guess, project car B8.5, where they develop a lot of their parts. So we do have a couple prototype things on this car, including the exhaust, which we may or may not talk more about. But I think the thing that I want to talk about first is the shifter, because as you guys know, the whole reason I didn't buy a manual B8.5 was, well, one, I'd commute a lot in traffic, but two, I really didn't like the way the stock shifter felt. And in this car, if you want to talk a little bit more about it, it's essentially a short shifter, different shift knob, and a lightweight flywheel, correct?
Yep. Yeah, so we have our lightweight flywheel. It's a single mass conversion, and we've paired that with a couple of different clutch options at various times. So a lot of testing has gone into that flywheel. Long-term testing, it's SFI certified.
As far as driver feel goes there, like I said before, it really revs quickly.
Yep.
It's super responsive to rev matching, which I think that stock form, it's been a while since I've driven one, but it felt like a little bit of a dog when you wanted to rev match.
Yeah, definitely more sluggish. The engine wouldn't feel as responsive. And one of the things that really makes me happy about this car when you drive it is it just feels eager. So a little bit better acceleration. You might feel a little bit in the seat of the pants.
Yeah.
You know, especially in first and second gear. But it's not too aggressive, so it's not going to be really noisy.
No.
It's not difficult to engage the clutch, you know, from a standstill.
Super easy to modulate.
We kind of got a good balance for a daily driver, where you're looking for a sportier feel.
I mean,
something a little more exciting to drive.
I can't think of the last time I've driven a stick shift Audi. I drove our buddy's Mark 7 last night, but it's like second nature in here. I didn't really have to learn rev matching at all. You know, I basically. It really feels right. The shifter feels right. You guys did a really good job developing this. And then you're accelerating and it's moving, but when you shift to the next gear, I'm not doubting, I'm not looking down trying to figure out if I'm going to the right gear or not. Again, heel toe downshift it's cake. It's so easy, it feels super responsive. The exhaust is, am I allowed to say it's a valve setup? So it's a valved exhaust setup. Prototype again, so not quite out there yet. If you guys are interested in valved exhaust, make sure to let ECS know so they know that they should put more time into sending it public. I think it sounds really good. And I might get crucified for saying this, it almost has like a V80 tone. If I'm down low cruising through like there, it almost has like a V8 note to it. And then of course you get higher in the revs and it sounds like your classic supercharged V6 Audi. So we got some twisties here, hang on. Again, heel toe is so easy, yeah.
We want to take a left here.
Okay. Oh, a little too much there. Again, too much. See, I'm used to the heavier flywheels, I guess. I think if I had driven this car before I bought mine, I may have been in trouble. I would have had a heck of a decision between, you know, DSG for the traffic and kind of ease of use, and this for the feel.
We have our full float wave rotors on this car. Okay. It took a little bit of trial and error, a little bit of math to determine what frequency, what width of slot, what depth of slot we could get away with. To not generate a resonant frequency. At one point in time, we had a prototype that would buzz the dash when you'd hit the brakes. You'd feel it.
And that's another interesting thing about a team of engineers as enthusiasts, because I feel like most engineers would be like, well, why do you want to put waves in the rotor? Why don't you just make it like everything else?
Yeah.
All right, well, we're gonna get inside now, and we're gonna put my car next to this car, and we'll talk you through a couple of the parts in the car. What we're gonna do now is we have the ECS, I almost said APR. We have the ECS prototype exhaust that has a valve in it that you guys may or may not hear more about in the future. If you're interested in this, make sure to nag them about it. But is this valve closed?
This is valve's closed.
And then open. a little bit of a difference there. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but there's much more rasp to the sound. And yeah, it sounds good. Now we're gonna start mine. Mine has the AW Touring. These are both stock downpipe cars, so that's a good comparison there. Inside we have the ECS B8.5, and we have my B8.5. Both of them have the carbon fiber on the front end here, so that's really cool. ECS has the front lip on theirs, and the reason that I'm not running a front lip on mine is mostly just because I'm worried about destroying it. Why take a nice piece of carbon and scrape it across the ground a lot? This car doesn't get driven quite as much as this one does, so they can get away with that. As far as this goes, like we were saying in the car, it does have the scalloped brake rotors, which are pretty cool. Stock brakes right now. Carbon fiber side blades, which are pretty hot. I do like having a little bit of color down low here like this, because I do think it makes the car look a little bit lower, but when the carbon fiber catches your eye down here, it's got that nice weave to it. It looks really nice. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to show this, but this is a prototype piece that I believe was actually rejected, and it may be getting reworked, but it's kind of a cool little extension of the diffuser. So you have the diffuser here and a little almost canard down there. I like it, but again, they said they're probably going to rework that before it gets made public. As far as the short shifter goes, this is the actual short shift kit. This was actually a factory reject for quality, so they have a pretty strong quality control regimen here, but they gave me this to show as an example. At the bottom there are those 3 holes. That's how you adjust your shifter length. And then we do have this shift knob as well. It may be a little bit short for my taste as far as height goes, but it locks right into gear and it feels super solid. If I had known about this and I had driven a short shift one, I may have had a harder decision, like I said before. So that's been a comparison of the ECS parts. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was cool to drive their B8.5 and drive another modified B8.5. I'm a really big fan of this shifter, and I think that if you have a B8 or a B8.5, you should be getting this too. I can leave a link in the description to the product, but I think this is a really great product that makes a kind of shifter feel much, much better. Obviously, if you need a clutch or whatever, they have their clutch kit and their flywheel kit. They have a lot of stuff going on in the car. But overall, would highly recommend this shifter, and huge thanks to ECS for letting me drive their B8.5. So now we are going to drive the B9, but that's going to be in a separate video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to check out ECS Tuning. As always, thank you guys for watching. Go out there and spread some positivity, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.